How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. Many have been sending me messages, Dre, we need a video. It has been a minute, and you know what? I completely understand. Especially since today it ended up having a red day, and we got to wonder and say, hey, the markets were fairly strong on the day. What happened with BBIG? Why wasn't it moving? We're going to talk about it in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important, because we know the short interest has an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.54, being down 3.42%. On the low, it tested $2.38, and then on the high, testing $2.68. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 12.249 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 17.725 million shares. So overall, for the volume, it wasn't too bad, but again, with BBIG, we want to see buying pressure. We want to see above average volume and so forth. But as far as the pullback that it had, it was only down like 9 cents. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, well beaten up in that oversold territory at 27.09. Wow. And now when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 50-day, the 100-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. And like I was saying in the previous video, we're pretty much in a bear market for BBIG. We are below all of our major moving averages, and we are continuing to make lower lows. So as far as for the bearish case scenario, it did end up testing $2.38 on the day. So if it was going to pull back even further, then you're going to want to see how well it can hold up at $2.25. And if that decides to break, then of course you're going to want to see how well it could hold up right here around $2.15 and so on. Now, as far as for the bullish case scenario, you're going to want to see a recovery, right? You're going to want to see us actually be able to get up to this next resistance here around $2.80. If we get past $2.80, this is where I look forward to seeing that move to $3. One thing that you want to pay attention to, and I think will bring a lot more traders into the play, is seeing how well when we do get to $3, if we can pass $3.15, because this is where I want to see us come all the way up here to reclaim the 21-day EMA at $3.63 and start to fill in that gap right around $3.77. That is the bullish case scenario. That's what we are looking for. But of course, if we continue to have some consolidation, preferably I would love to have it in the 250 area, getting us ready for that next move up. That is the most ideal scenario. Pulling back even more is not something that you want to see, because like I said, it just means there will be more downside pressure. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for BBIG. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it's at 29.91%. And then for the dark pool short volume, it is just over 1.77 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 400,000, updated 46 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 23.46%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the second, it was at 34.39. And then for the close of the third, it was at 29.91. So we did see it did go down, but one thing that is still clear for BBIG, it does have short squeeze potential. The criteria that we normally look for is 21% or higher. It still fulfills that criteria, and it's part of the reasons why I continue to keep a close eye on this play. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So you can see on the inflow we have 5,693, and then on the outflow we have 5,344. So we end up having an inflow day. When we take a look at the breakdown even further, on the large it was 1,736, on the medium it was 2,841, and then on the small it was 1,117. When we take a look at the outflow side, on the large it was 1,189, on the medium it was 3,022, and then on the small it was 1,133. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today, December the 6th, it being at 546.46. Now, when we analyze the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tend to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying, but it was still fairly close. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying, but it's when we take a look at the large, which potentially could represent institutions, this is where we had more buying than we had selling. Now, when we take a look at the turnover ratio, though, it was at 12.67%. No surprises there, because we know there's a lot of traders that are going in and out of this play. Plus, on top of that, since it has been pulling back for quite some time, many people are just going to be selling their positions. Another thing to be aware of, since there is a lot of shorts who are vested in this play, it's going to contribute to the volatility. So you're going to see a lot of exchanges in regards to shares overall on the day. But one thing that is very clear, though, as far as for the order flow, when we were taking a look at it, we see that there's a good amount of buying that's been happening on the institutional side potentially, but we could see there is some selling that is happening for the most part on the retail side. So you want to continue to keep an eye on this and then see how BBIG responds as this week progresses in regards to price action. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, in the bullish case scenario, in the technical sense, you want to see it hold up the $2.50 level. Most preferable, you want to see some consolidation and then see that move going to $2.80. That would be that area of resistance to keep an eye on. And the moment we can get past 280, that's where I look forward to seeing that psychological area being touched right at $3. Why do I call it the psychological area? Because this could be an area where there's a lot of selling pressure, a lot of people taking profits, but this is why it's key that there's a lot of volume coming into the play. And since BBIG has short squeeze potential, this is very possible, especially if they end up getting a news catalyst and so on. Another thing to be aware of, once it's able to get above $3, you want to look for that potential gap fill going to $3.77. So that is a plan that you want to have outlined for yourself. But this is not financial advice. This is just something to add to the information that you use to make the right decisions before trading a stock. As far as what we're seeing from the order flows and also taking a look at the turnover ratios, there's a lot of traders that are inside of this play, and there's a lot of people who are selling out of their positions, and this is why there's no surprise due to the fact, as far as for the price action, we've been seeing some lower lows consistently. We also do see, as far as for last week, the markets were very choppy. A lot of small and medium cap growth stocks were getting murdered. So knowing that the markets were a lot stronger for today, I was expecting to see BBIG move up or just have a better performance overall in general. But hey, we might possibly get that going into tomorrow or maybe on the Wednesday. But I want to see that spike. I want to see BBIG get back to the $3 level and then see some price action that'll give it the opportunity to fill in that gap that we are looking for. So at the current moment in time, I do not have a position whatsoever because I want to see strength. I always emphasize that you want to make sure when it comes to these plays, especially when they are beaten down, you want to wait for the price to actually discover itself. Find a base, and that base, what I was talking about, consolidate, show me some strength at that 250 level, make that move to 280, get back to 3, and then we can go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.